1, 2, 3.
Hey there, thanks for coming to hang out. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I'm Brighten Day, and my goal is to lighten you up and to brighten your day. So please subscribe, like, and share this video. It really helps grow my channel. It's early spring here on the homestead, and I wanted to take you guys on a garden tour showing you all of our spring flowers, fruits, and vegetables. There's video links in the description of each plant's edibility and uses, and I'm sure that'll be very useful to you. Check them out. You probably have a lot of these plants growing in your yard at home, and you may not even realize how useful they really are. Some may even perceive some of these plants as weeds, but I promise you they're very useful, and I'm going to teach you how. These are wild purple violets. Look at their heart-shaped leaves. They're so beautiful. I grow the purple kind because they're edible. You can eat the leaves in salad as well as the flowers. Some people make a really cool jelly with them. This year I hope to collect enough flowers and actually try to make some jelly. These pretty pink flowers are a biennial of the silver dollar plant. In the summer, they'll send up stalks that make these cute little green pads, and then in the fall, they dry out to the shimmery iridescent color, and that's where they get their name, the silver dollar plant. It looks very much like a silver coin. These are dandelions, which are also actually very useful. You can eat the flower petals, and the young greens taste pretty good. They get a little bitter as they age, but you can actually still eat them. You could also dig up the root and eat that too. My rabbit loves to eat dandelions. You can harvest the flower and make jelly with them too. Some people call it poor man's jelly. It looks really pretty. You can even make wine with the flowers. This big beauty is a perennial vegetable, rhubarb. It's special because it only grows up north where I live. What you eat from it isn't the leaves. You actually harvest these cool stalks that looks like celery, but they taste nothing like it. It's about to go to flower, so I want to make sure to harvest these soon and then put them in the freezer if I'm not ready to use them. My aunt makes the best strawberry rhubarb pie with these. It comes back year after year. This is parsley, a perennial vegetable that is often seen as a garnish when you go out to eat. It's really tasty. Here I grow a mixture of chives, which you can see the flower, as well as those green onions you get at the grocery store. Did you know that you can keep the little bit of the onion at the bottom and then plant it? That's what we do, and then they turn into these cool plants that we can harvest forever and ever. On the other side of the onions are peppermint, and this is spearmint. They both grow very aggressively, so I try to keep them contained with the onions, and that surprisingly works pretty well. This is one of my bleeding hearts. I love these flowers because they remind me of my grandmother. They don't smell and you can't eat them, but they're beautiful. This is my Korean lilac. You see the flower buds are about to pop open and flower? It's ever blooming, meaning it's gonna bloom now and then it's gonna keep blooming sporadically until wintertime. It smells really good. These are some of my tulips. I grow many varieties because my family really likes them. You can even eat their flowers, they're delicious. Each color has its own taste, it's really neat. These are another kind of tulip which smell really good and their petals taste delicious. This is Primrose, just like in the Hunger Games, her sister, Prim Everdeen. I grow lots of colors of primrose. They're one of my favorite plants. I got these all on sale for $1 at a greenhouse who didn't realize that these are actually perennials in our climate. These flowers are the first to appear in spring. If you deadhead it, meaning picking off the spent flower, it'll try and make a new flower over and over until wintertime because it's trying to go to seed and reproduce. This is my Variegated Iris, which is a very old heirloom plant. It makes a fragrant purple flower. These are hostas, which you may have in your garden. But did you know that the new shoots, you can eat them? These ones are too old. The shoots, when they come up and look like asparagus, you can cut them off and eat them. You can also eat their flowers. These shamrock-looking leaves will be Columbine flowers, which grow in the shade here with our hostas. If you're looking for a colorful shade plant, I highly recommend getting some columbines. They come in all different kinds, ones that flower downwards, one that flower upwards, whatever you like. These fuzzy leaves are the poppy plant, which will be setting out their flower stalks soon, right after the tulips are done. This is garlic mustard, which you've probably seen at your house. You can eat the greens, they're pretty tasty, and you can also eat their flower buds, just like broccoli. These flowers have opened, so just like a broccoli plant, you'd want to harvest it before the flower buds open, but you can still eat them. They're pretty tasty. They have a very strong garlic mustard flavor. Here I have a young elderberry bush, which makes beautiful flower clusters in the summertime, which you can eat and fry up even if you wanted to. And if you let them go to berries, they get really dark and they're very healthy for you. My dogs knocked this over, so you can see I need to put a strong protective barrier around this plant to keep it alive. There's a video link in the description showing you how I'll do that. Check it out. This is a honeyberry plant, or hascap. And it's pretty amazing. These green berries you see will ripen to a deep dark color like a blueberry when they're ripe. They're very tasty and very hardy. This is burdock, the plant that they got the concept of Velcro from. You probably know it when you walk in the woods and you get these sticky balls stuck all over you. That's from the burdock plant. You can eat its leaves and its roots. It's very, very bitter, but it's incredibly good for you. These little white flowers are strawberry plants. We have so many growing here. You can eat the flower petals as well as the leaves. They're a dentifrice, so you can use them to clean your teeth. That's pretty unique. These hot pink flowers are an ever-bearing strawberry. You can eat the flower petals, but as well it makes strawberries all year long. It's really cool. Here you see one of my pawpaw plants is starting to get leaves. The pawpaw is the largest fruit in North America. It's really amazing. I have 4 of them here, and I can't wait to taste them for the first time. These dainty flowers are forget-me-nots. You can eat their flowers, and sometimes you're lucky and you even get pink ones. Sometimes they even come out white, but it's very rare. They're usually blue. These flowers remind me of my friend Kate. If you're watching, hey Kate! This is our Oklahoma rose, which I got a bunch of because my best friend lives in Oklahoma and I miss her so much. If you're watching, hi Kristen! This is a purple leaf sand cherry, which I grow for its beautiful fragrant flowers and this super dark foliage that stays this way all year long. I love it so much. These are lilies. If you see any of these in your yard, make sure not to cut them down. They're coming up soon. These are my jewel gooseberries. You can see the little tiny berries here. These are the flower and fruit of my pickswell gooseberries. They call it pickswell because it has a lot less thorns than most gooseberries. Here you see the flowers and fruit forming on my Jean gooseberry. It makes really dark berries. This is my jostaberry, which is a crossbreed between a black currant and a gooseberry. There's no flowers or fruit on it yet. These are some berries growing from my white Imperial currant. This is a champagne white currant. You see some berries right there, and these are their flower clusters like grapes. It's absolutely loaded with flowers, and it will have so many berries. They're super productive, so I choose to grow a lot of them. All these you see here are all champagne white currant. This is a sweet scarlet gummy berry. It makes a large, red, sweet, tasty fruit. And these flowers smell incredible. They're super fragrant. They can take nitrogen out of the air and fertilize themselves. They grow very quickly. Gummy berries do best with a pollinator, so I have a red Gem Gumberry here. The flowers smell delicious and the fruit is very similar. Thanks so much for hanging out with me, guys. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed the views on our first year on the homestead, and make sure to check those video links out in the description, teaching you more in depth about each plant and how to use them. Bye guys, thanks so much for hanging out.